What I have discovered is that there are lots of things in music theory that could apply, but for me over the last 16 years, it's been much more about chord construction, basic scales, and most importantly, playing within your ability when you're playing in a band. And maybe that's kind of where I'll start. Even though this is an advanced guitar workshop for the worship environment, the reality of it is we still need to know what our limits are. And something that we're trying to emphasize with the worship team in Sacramento is that we would rather play like 70% of our skill set well. We do want to get an A at 70% instead of a C at 90% or 95%. And I really believe that when it comes to playing guitar, whether you're leading and singing at the same time, whether you're playing lead guitar as a backup instrument, or whether you're co-leading or playing acoustic backup, it is about classically in music what you don't play. And so even though we're going to look at scales and we're going to look at different ways to make chords, the reality of it is I would want to impress on you to play well within your limits. Not just within your limits, but well within your limits, so that every note that you strike, every chord that you strum is edifying. Because let's be honest, the environment that I play in most of the time has people in it that are trying to, enter in to worship. They're trying to sing. At best, they're closing their eyes and occasionally opening them to look at an overhead. And every wrong note for most people is just another reason to kind of take their thoughts and feelings and eyes, and spirits off what we're trying to do as a congregation. And that's not like a guilt trip. It's not intended to put undue pressure on you as musicians, unless you just don't get why you're playing or why you're participating in the worship team or leading worship for small groups. And for those of you that don't do either of those two things right now, you may very well find yourself in that environment at some point. We really are trying to provide an atmosphere for worship, and a lot of that just purely comes through transparency. If you add a guitar lick that's appropriate and timely, can truly elevate people's spirits. I feel it when other people are playing. I even feel it when I'm playing. And almost as equally, poorly placed strum or chord or note can just as easily kind of cause people to go, wait, whoa. And it's not that we are solely responsible for whether people connect with God or not. That's not it at all. But I'm just talking about really being part of the solution and not part of the problem in music. Okay, so that's kind of the underlying tone of what I'm talking about.